Let's start from Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Now we are going to record this one. So you can see in this first slide, our topic of today is the role of pharmacists in a small hospital and nursing home. You are well aware that wherever the drug is dispensed, wherever the drug is supplied, wherever the drug has to be given, it's the pharmacist who has to dispense the drugs to patients. So today we have to discuss about the role of pharmacists in nursing homes and role of pharmacists in small hospitals. Because you are aware that in big hospitals, there is a full battery of pharmacists, full chain of pharmacists over there. But in small hospitals, they have very minimum number of pharmacists appointed over there. And some have, there's no pharmacist. Similarly, in nursing homes, you know what's a nursing home? You have learned about old homes. What are old homes? In old homes, the people admit their senior parents, senior citizens over there, and that NGO or that institution has to look after that senior citizen over there, because it is difficult for the persons to take care of their elders. Similarly, in nursing home, what happens that in old age, most of the persons have many diseases, have suffering from very chronic diseases. They are not reversible. So they remain on medication for longer period. Suppose in case of hypertensive patient, he or she has to take medicine for whole life. If someone is diabetes, he has to take anti-diabetics medicines for whole life. If someone is on a dialysis, he has to take dialysis. Someone is a stroke patient, he has to take some medicine for whole life. Similarly, there are so many diseases which are not reversible. Megan, they are controlled, they are managed. So in such cases, the patient remain on medications. Now in every home, the literate person or medical persons, those who can advise, those who can dispense, those who can provide medications are not available. Or some they have their home, their other responsibilities, some have their jobs. So it's difficult for them to attend their parents or or senior citizens. Now what they do, they have to, such type of persons are admitted in nursing home, where in such institutions, in such homes, they took care as a home. They provide them medication and well time, whether it is a parental or whether it is a oral forms. They have to provide nutrition, diets on time. They change their clothing, whatever they require in a nursing homes. Such people are admitted over there. Now, mostly they are of chronic patients. They remain on medication. So, such types, they are admitted in nursing homes. Similarly, in small hospitals, what the criteria of hospital? That they have to admit in such an ailment, in such disease, and after that cure, the patient has to be discharged. In both places, it's the prime duty of the pharmacist to look after the patients. Now, how the drugs are dispensed, how the drugs are given to this, that is the role of pharmacist. Mostly the same role which is prescribed in big hospitals. Similarly, if the pharmacist over there, he has the same role, as you are aware of that one. Now, I told you nursing home, in an earlier definition there, it's a residential facility for people with chronic illness, or disability, also known as a convalescent home and a long-term care facility, because where the chronic patients are to be admitted over there. It includes adults who suffer from chronic, long-lasting or such illness as stroke, Alzheimer's, whatever it is, So such type of patients are to be admitted in such nursing homes. What? They both medical and residential care is provided. They can provide them drugs. They can provide them other facilities like home. They can provide them the foods, nutritions, change of clothes, bathing, whatever a senior citizen or what a such patient needed, that has to be services has been provided in such nursing homes. Further, we can say that nursing home is a place for people who don't need to be in a hospital but can't be cared for at home. Now, as I told you earlier, a patient is admitted in a hospital for certain type of disease. When he has cured, then he has to be discharged. Now, the patient remain on medications. Now, such patients are admitted in nursing homes for such type of nursing cares where nurses aides, skilled nurses are posted there, and they have to look after such type of patients. Now, facility for care, it's a long-term facility for patients who are not sick enough to need hospital care but are not able to remain at homes. Now, what the look after of the patient is not possible in hospitals or at home. So, such type of patients are admitted residing in a nursing home. In most residents are elderly or ill or had chronic, irreversible and disabling disorders, and medical and nursing care was minimal over there. So that's why they have to be admitted in such nursing cares. Nursing care are like homes because the patient, when he has to be remain at home, he has to be looked after over there. So if someone is not available at home, so such patients are admitted in nursing homes. What they provide? They provide sophisticated medical and personal care to a broad spectrum of residents and patients. Medication are an increasingly important part of that care because they remain on medication. So with the other necessities, they also to be provided drugs over there. The risks and benefit of medication are widely published, but not necessarily recognized in the care of individual patients. Decision about medications must be made in the proper context of the patient. So medications are indicated for various illness, symptoms, and risk factors, but clinically significant reverse consequences of medications are common and typically common syndromes over there. Timely recognition and management of adverse consequences requires vigilance and a high index of suspicion. Many factors influence medications prescribing and use in the nursing home. So there can be any adverse effect, there can be anti-allergies, can be reported. So if the person is in a well established nursing home, that has to be catered over there. Now, another next topic, hospital. Now, hospital, you are well aware that hospital is a healthcare center where people are admitted because of accidents or disease, and when they are cured, they have been discharged. Then mostly if the patient needs further nursing care, he has to be admitted in a nursing home. Now, our main topic is of today is that small hospitals. Now, mostly in rural area, there are basic health units. The first line of hospital is basic health units or dispensary mode, wherever you may have seen various dispensaries in Karachi, in federal dispensary or provincial dispensary, where mostly inpatients are attending that dispensary or basic health unit over there, where doctor is there. In some cases, pharmacist is there. Now you can see in this picture, basic health unit over there. Mostly these are rural health center in small villages, small towns. Such type of hospitals are there. Now, how the pharmacist has to run is responsibility over there. We will discuss in this chapter further. You can see a basic health unit over there. Now, what a facility required in a hospital pharmacy in a smaller hospital? If there's one pharmacist is only there, there's the one room is there for pharmacy over there. He has to perform all his duties, all responsibility in such hospitals. What he has to do, combination of dispensing, manufacturing, he has to do administrative and all other sections of complete services he has to provide over there. He has to provide for sterile products that should be a separate room or area over there. So in large hospitals with 200 or more beds, departmentalization of pharmacy activity is required. So in small hospitals, if there's only one pharmacy room is there, now the pharmacist has to perform his duties from that. In bigger hospitals, they have a separate rooms, they have various departments which are falls under the heading of hospital pharmacy over there. Now you know about the various type of hospitals there. There are primary care, there are secondary care, tertiary care, and quaternary care. They are all types of hospitals. You are aware that. So basically, we will discuss about primary care and secondary care over here. Now in primary care hospital, what happens? You have to come cold, flu, temperature, coughing, such type of patient have to be visit in that OPD, and it has to be treated over there. They have to be given prescription, and then they have to take medication and go home. Primary care is typically responsible for coordinating among specialists and other levels. If the patient is not cured over there, he has to go in a secondary care hospital. The patient, just a minute. So secondary care hospitals means more specific experts, because nowadays mostly specialists are there. There's so many types of specialists of each specialty. You can know about that medicine. Earlier there was only medicine and surgery. Now medicine has so many sub-specialties. Similarly, surgical department has so many types of specialties. Earlier there was only a person who is simple MBBS. He's trained in medicine and surgery. So initially he has to examine the patient and give symptomatic treatment over there. But if the patient is not cured over there, he has to be referred to the secondary care hospital, where most of the specialized, if a person needed have a cardiac problem, a cardiologist has to examine over there. If he has a endocrinology problem, means diabetic, whatever he has to go to an endocrinologist over there. So there's so many specialists. If the patient is suffering from cancer, he has to be referred to oncologist. So he has to examine that patient, and then the medication has to be dispensed to such patients. Tertiary care, once the most different type of specialized doctors are there, specialized ward are there. There's so many specialties of the surgical unit, of this nephrology is there, urology is there, oncology is there. Then in medicine, endocrinology is there. There's thoracic medicine is there, and surgery you can go. General surgery is there, thoracic surgery is there, renal the treatment has to be given. There's so many type of sub-specialists are available in tertiary care hospital. Similarly, quaternary care is the most advanced hospitals where the patients are not treated over there, are not cured. So they are mostly experimental medicine are applied over there in most of the quaternary care hospitals. Now, what the pharmacy has to contribute? Pharmacy has to contribute substantially to patient care in nursing home, ensuring quality use of medication, resulting in reduced fall rates. Further studies with rigorous design are needed to measure the impact of pharmacist services on the economic benefit and other patient health outcome. So wherever there is a pharmacy is posted with available, there the main fruit is that there is a very economical, because the cost is reduced wherever the pharmacist is available in such homes. So he has to check the prescription, then he has to dispense the prescription accordingly. So the main factor is that there is cost has been reduced when the pharmacist is posted in such nursing cares and hospitals over there. How they handle drugs in hospital without a pharmacist? What happens in small hospitals? They do not post, they do not have full-time service of pharmacists, but they have to take part-time services of pharmacists from their nearby community pharmacy or from their big hospitals, they have to appoint a part-time pharmacist because they have to come for a few hours. They have to be there and they have to examine the patient prescription, whatever is available, or they have to dispense the medication, or are the medications are provided from the community pharmacy over there. Now, extended care facility has to be provided by the pharmacy department. Alaskan pharmacist has been employed to administer pharmacy department over there in such hospitals. If no pharmacy department, then prompt and convenient obtaining required drugs and biology from the community pharmacy. So in such where there's no pharmacist, now what? The patient has to take medication from community pharmacy. The pharmacist mostly available in community pharmacy, they have to dispense that medication to smaller hospitals over there. Further, they have to do. If their simple drug room or where bulk drugs are stored, consult pharmacy is responsible for control of drugs. Now, whatever that, they have to hire part-time pharmacist from a bigger hospital or in certain cases. Small and large hospital relationship. Now, similarly, if there are no pharmacy in such hospital, they have some contract with large hospital. Now, they have to share that small share the pharmacy problems, radiology problem, pathology from their bigger hospital because these departments are not established in such smaller hospital. Now they have to go in a bigger hospital or maybe I have told you tertiary care hospitals or secondary care hospitals. So they have to, they have sharing with these department of the big hospitals over there. Next care facility. Because drug regimen has to be reviewed. What is the drug regimen? Because how the drug has to be dispensed to a patient, at what time, what intervals, when they have to repeat the dose. It has to be supported by, it has to be advised by, it has to be supervised by the pharmacist. The drug regimen must be reviewed at least monthly by pharmacist. No, the pharmacist has to visit in that nursing home or that smaller hospital, then he has to review that prescription and then guide accordingly. Use of iron therapy without red blood cells assessment, it has to be reviewed by the pharmacist. Use of 2 or more hypnotics. In certain cases, the patient can't sleep, so sometimes they have to prescribe more than 2 hypnotics, 1 or 2 sedatives. So he has to check that whether is there any error or whatever it is has, so he has to advise according to that. Now you can see in America there's the OBRA 87 Act in which they have to follow the economics of the prescription because they do not prescribe costly medication. They do not have overlapping of drugs because if some patient needs one drug, he has to be given one drug. Sometimes you can see their prescriptions that they have more drugs because a person needs 1 antibiotic, sometimes more 2 or 3 antibiotics are prescribed. In certain cases, patient is analgesic, 1 analgesic, then they have to prescribe more than 1 analgesic. In certain cases, sedatives, they can have more than 1 or 2 sedatives because it is irrational pharmacy over there. So they have to check that the proper medication can be given to a patient, whether in a nursing home or whether in a hospital over there. A pharmacist can find out any medical error or adverse drug reaction over there. So whenever he has to visit a nursing home or a smaller hospital, he has to check that is there any medication error or wrong medication has to prescribe or the medicine has any adverse drug reaction. So the pharmacist has to check these things over there. So drug interactions, including interaction between prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs, drugs and disease interactions between drugs and. So you know the drug interaction can be happen. The pharmacist has to check over that. The drug with food interaction can be happen. The pharmacist has to check that if there's a contraindications in a and precaution, he has to advise the patient accordingly. That contraindication of medicines, so he has to advise that the drug has taken or drug has not to be taken to the patients. Observations to observe the preparation and administration of medication, what he compare medication label with medication. So he has to check all the his responsibility as a pharmacist in a nursing care and in a smaller hospital where the pharmacy he has to visit over there. He has to check adequate hydration when administration of the drug to a patients over there. What here should ensure the automatic stop order in case where a duration and number of dose is not. So you can see that in prescription, the doctor has to advise the duration of a treatment, whether for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatever. If it is not written over there, that a pharmacist has to advise when to stop that medications. But periodic inspection of nursing station and medication cabinet to ensure external and internal medication are separate. So what the nursing here, if there is a no pharmacy room is there, then there is a medicine cupboard is there. There is a medicine trolley is over there by which they have to dispense the medication. So he has checked these places where the medicine are kept, whether it is in a cupboard, whether it is a trolley or on a bedside, that whether the drug has a proper duration of time. It is not expired drug, whatever it is there. So then he has to also check the narcotic records, means sedative narcotics which are applied to the patient. He has to check the record of that one.